So today we're going to talk about Fnatic here on Bind in their game against Vitality because they played a pretty interesting Bind, I think, and did some things that I think not a lot of maybe other teams are doing. And one of them, of course, is to play a true Sentinel, which they are doing here with Althea, which definitely has some benefits on a map like Bind, as we will see. But yeah, it was kind of an interesting comp choice that they went with. The rest of the comp is very standard, but then adding the Cypher as that fifth option. And we'll start with round 4 here, where Fnatic are on the attack. Obviously, they've got the double trips going across just here, which obviously gives them flank watch, which, you know, again, a comp like for Vitality here, who are playing a Sage instead of a Cypher, you know, they don't have this flank watch when they come to the attack side. But also what they're about to do as well, because when they start in this default, you'll see that this camera is just going to go up there. Okay, and I was actually maybe a bit surprised that they often did this kind of default where they would have Boaster and Althea here together. They would have the Sky and the Rays here together as well. You know, maybe no one's watching down B long, but they have the camera to see if anyone really pushes, and they got Chronicle here watching towards short. Now, that was a fairly common thing for them to do. I'll be interested to see if in later games they decide to actually, because they maybe could, you know, if a team was pretty passive down here towards B, just leave Althea with the camera here alone to watch both of these, and actually have Boaster try and help out, you know, with really taking control elsewhere on the map if they wanted to do. You know, that is available to them. Whereas for a lot of other teams in their defaults, what you will just see is it will just be like straight up, you know, 1-1-1-1-2. Right, you know, and the 2 and the 1s might move around, but, you know, that's pretty much all it's going to be. Whereas this Cypher, I think, gives you a bit more flexibility in terms of how you want to actually run this default. You know, you could potentially just have, you know, Cypher kind of watching one half of the map whilst everyone else kind of focuses on the other and taking space on the other. But what we'll see in this round going forward is they're going to flash early towards Shower, and this was another thing that Fnatic on their attack side, they like to show like a bit of presence here towards Shower, but they were very kind of, you know, tepid, let's say, about actually taking this control, and we'll get into later on in a round why that might have been the case. But you'll see here they just send a flash in, and Dirka's kind of, you know, just waiting. Destrian comes and destroys the camera here towards B, so perhaps expecting that, you know, Destrian's feeling a bit confident there, walking out on his own. Maybe there's someone else there too. Maybe there's 3 people towards B. They decided basically just to come towards A. Durka didn't find his fight in towards Shower, but yeah, as we can see, they just basically go for a full, you know, down short exec here as in comes Durka just there. We're going to see a nice use of the map change here. This little angle, nice little crossfire here by Molsey and Twiston here, right? Just in between this. By obviously the new box change. You wouldn't have seen this ever before, of course, but it's a nice little angle, and he actually manages to get the kill there on Durka, who does know that Twiston is there, but then Boaster, sorry, is going to trade out Molsey just there. But now what we've got is, now that the pressure is coming in heavy this way, Althea with a dog has there was a dog here from Leo, and now he's just coming around this way as well, and he's going to pinch in here on Twiston, who kind of has nowhere to really go, and so you'll see Twiston, yeah, with not much space to really move about. They managed to get that kill, and now we get into a bit of a chaotic round where Fnatic, the smokes start to fade, and so it becomes quite difficult to plant the spike. The Seekers come out as well, but we are going to see that the Cypher Trip will find Bone Cold here, come in on this flank, but Fnatic just pause, and I think honestly this is one thing that you know, maybe in your rank games or something, you know, there can be a lot of pressure to get the spike down, but there's 57 seconds left. Like, you know, you don't have to get the spike down straight away. You can kind of just chill and wait, and you know, you're in a 4v3, wait for them to make the next move. You know, they're the team that maybe has a bit of pressure on them. The time pressure isn't really there at this moment. And so that's pretty much what Fnatic do. They just kind of wait. Molly comes in here to close the close corner from Vitality, and they now know that this Sky is on the flank, destroying the trip and coming with the dog just now. And you see that Sender feels like, okay, yeah, we're in a 3v4. I'm the one that needs to go and make a play. And this fight, honestly, probably determines the round in Fnatic's favor, because Althea is going to win that fight over Sender just there. We're in a 2v4, and to be fair to Vitality, Destrian and Bunko give this a really good go. Destrian manages to win that fight there on Chronicle, and now, yeah, we end up with Boaster, like, trying to get the spike down. You see the spam starts to come in. This is a really nice angle by Destrian here to manage to pick off Leo. Really, really cool stuff. And we end back in a 2v2. The thing is, though, Althea is just, again, the movement of Althea coming back towards short, right? So Last known location was in Shower, where he gets that kill, so now Destrian, unfortunately, is just going to get absolutely blindsided. Obviously, they have a good idea of where Boaster is, but they had no idea that Althea was coming in behind, and he manages to get that kill as well. And so we end up in a 2v1, and then again, Althea decides, well, I got this kill, so again, my last known location was there, so I'm going to actually come and run all the way back. The spike is planted for me. It ultimately won't matter because Boaster is here, and he's just going to pick off Bone Cold just there. And so a nice round by Fnatic, and you can see, especially Althea in this round, the movement that he had was really, really, really good. Another thing, of course, that the Cypher allows you to do is more of this, right? You don't have to default as much when you have these trips up, but if you're playing a no Sentinel comp, you know, this is going to be a risk, because on a map like this, if we saw a map like this where, you know, there wasn't a Cypher and, you know, Fnatic here are going to go for, you know, kind of a fast pacey B hit, you know, but they're running into 3 people, so it is going to stall out a bit. If they are playing a Cypher, you know, this becomes a big, big threat that someone could be coming on a flank here, right? This could be a big problem because, you know, with the utility they're going to use, you know, you're going to see quite a few different players. You're going to know that this is, you know, a fair amount of the players. We're going to get a dog in here just towards Hooker in just a second. You know, they destroy a Cypher cam here down towards Long. So, you know, we've seen Cypher, we've seen Sky, we're going to see Raze in just a second as well. You know, we're going to start to piece together. The Brim smokes are going to come in. You're expecting a Brim to be with the hit as well. You know, it's going to become pretty clear and evident that, yeah, this is going to be a pretty big stack coming towards this site. But Vitality managed to hold on pretty well as Destrian finds that kill on Durka there. He does just die, unfortunately for him, as he's coming back. But we even got the Viper Mollies coming in onto the site now as well from a lineup back here from Chronicle. So, you know, probably towards this point, you know, Vitality start to realize that, yeah, this is a pretty large stack, if not the whole team. And Fnatic do get stalled out, but they eventually, you know, go for this Brim ult, which kind of gets them the site after Durka's death. So they do start to come in onto the site just there. And now they will manage to get the spike down as Boaster will plant in just a second. There you go. So we end up in a 4v4 post plant just now. But they have a Viper's Pit to Fnatic. So they're going to use this Viper's Pit in towards Elbow. And that makes this retake pretty tough, right? Having to all flood out from CT. Did get a bit easier with this becoming a bit more open, and we are going to take a teleporter across here as well. So Leo is in some potential danger, but Fnatic deal with this really, really well on the whole, because as these guys are flooding out this way, Althea is going to manage to find 1 kill just there as he's kind of retreating back here. And now that, you know, Althea is kind of the focus right now, they're focusing on Althea. They know that he's right there. What happens? Leo's now going to swing from here, you know, just on a completely different angle. Again, just really good understanding here from Fnatic. And so, yeah, Leo gets that one. And then he's even ready as the teleport is coming for Sender, but Sender hits a nice shot. We end up in a 3v2. Twiston's going to try and defuse the spike here with a Sage Wall, a cheeky Sage Wall, but unfortunately Fnatic are wise to it, and Boaster even manages to kill Sender just there, and Fnatic would win the round. Now let's come to the defensive side though, where again, Fnatic were doing some interesting things, and let's start off by talking about the Viper Wall that has kind of become the new it thing here, going through the teleporter and giving you just this extra little bit of cover here in showers that allows you to do some pretty cool things like Fnatic do in this round. And if you want to do this wall yourself, come and tuck yourself into this corner here in Hooker, and what you're going to aim for is take the middle of kind of this arrow here, go across where you can see this one wooden panel just here, and then what you want to try and line up with is kind of this. So you're coming across here and you're going to the first panel on the right of the middle arrow just there, in line with kind of that line just there. You don't have to be perfect with it. It doesn't have to be perfectly in line, but just anywhere kind of around there. Put your crosshair just there. It'll look something like this. Let it go, and what you will find is that you will get a wall that looks like this, where obviously you've walled off this. There is a slight gap here in Hooker. You do have to just be aware of that if someone is going to be there. But if we take the teleporter, what you will see is that we got a nice little wall here as well that, you know, as they're coming around here, they can't actually peek through this corner without just being blinded. So yeah, a very nice little wall. And with the rest of Fnatic's setup as well, you can see we've got kind of just a Cypher utility here on A towards short. So if this rush comes in, you know, we've got that information. Maybe we'll even be able to get a kill from one of these trips. And we're going to play heavy in towards shower here with Althea and Durka. But you can also see that Boaster and Leo here are both also taking control in towards long, with just Chronicle here watching in towards Hooker. And as we watch the way this round plays out, we mentioned before that Fnatic didn't really want to come and take, you know, heavy control of showers or actually walk walk in there, and this is the reason why, because they smoke this off here, does Boaster, and now him and Leo are ready to come and take this teleporter. The wall will go up, and they're going to pinch on these players in towards Shower. So as soon as they kind of get this information that, yep, someone's in there, you see we take the double TP there from Fnatic, and then we're going to get a raise nade in here, and it's going to be swing, 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 swing. And, well, these Vitality players are in a lot of trouble as Althea manages to get one. Okay, they trade it out, and actually everyone's dead already, but that's the spike as well. And so this round kind of, you know, it's pretty much over at this point because the spike is in a very, very bad spot. Actually, Vitality coming to follow through, taking the teleport as well. But now we've got the smoke in here. And yeah, this is a rough, rough spot. And pretty much we can just run this round a bit faster forward because, you know, Leo gets one from the spam there. And yeah, from this point, it's a 4v2 where they don't have the spike. Boaster actually ends up running the entire length of the map. He actually goes all the way back to B. I guess to maybe try and actually do the same idea. You can see him here just running on all the way across the B. Durka gets another kill just there. And yeah, there you go. He goes and gets an ult orb. He's just straight running around. And eventually they will get this final kill as well. And now let's finish with round number 20. And in this one, we've got the Cypher camera deep towards B with a kill trip just there. And Durka is actually over where the other trip is as well. But you see, I love what Fnatic do in this round as well. They've changed their Viper wall here, as we can see, to kind of across B instead. And again, they are going to use this teleporter, this time the other teleporter, and go for a pretty similar play overall, as you'll see. So Flash comes out here, and Sender, just walking down towards shore, is going to see this trip, and he's going to destroy the trip just there. And what we've got is we've got Althea just in this pushed up box position, as he's going to be one layer of this pinch, okay? Because he's going to come this way, and then these guys are going to come in through the teleporter just there, as you'll see. But obviously, now that this trip is broken, they don't have great information of what's going on with the Viper setup coming in here from Vitality. So they decide to go for the dog and clear this out, and they see, yeah, there's absolutely no one there. And so they decide, as the dog is coming in and Vitality are coming ready for this B split, to go for this play. Okay, so Althea is in his position just here, and you can see they are now ready. They think, okay, well, someone must be following up with the dog, so we're going to put up this wall just here. Althea is going to come forward. Us two are going to come through the teleporter just this way, and it's going to be a really, really nice play, as you will see. So in they start to come. They take the teleporter just now. Althea jumps in. Actually, the Sky, who was dogging, obviously, is a bit behind it, but just take a look at this, right? Because Chronicle, because of this wall, he's actually able to use the wall that's in the teleporter as kind of a little hiding hole here, right? You see just that. Althea gets his kill here in Hooker, and now Leo is ready to swing off Chronicle jumping away. They get that kill. That's the spike down. Boaster has managed to come back in onto the site as well. He's managed to come back in. The kill trip is going to get them a kill as well. I mean, it's really, really good stuff here by Fnatic, and at this point, obviously, it's a 5v1, and this does last a little while as Twiston goes on a bit of a run around kind of the whole map, but eventually he will lose the round, as he just takes time running the whole way through. But yeah, I think for Fnatic, it was another really good showing. I think they got pretty good value from the Cypher in some of these rounds, and I really, really like some of these teleporter crunch plays that they do. I like that teams are using the teleport, right? I think that the devs would be happy that Fnatic are using the teleporters, because I think that, you know, if you can use them effectively like this, you know, they want the teleporters to be a big part of this map.